know what we call this in the United States? God's ketchup, right there.
I've never heard that before. I think he just made it up.
Is this how the other half lives all the time?
One of those things just never happened.
When somebody rips one, you know it, and it's not yours.
It was like Bugs Bunny when he like smelled the carrot soup.
That is the most random thing. What are you talking about?
It's impossible.
OverSeasoned. Back in Manila. Are we in Makati?
We're in Makati, I believe. Are we Makati or Mandaluyong?
We're in Mandaluyong.
Mandaluyong.
The Tiger City.
Nice.
You know,
This is intimate. We've been podcasting separately for the past few weeks, and this is like very cozy.
yeah, I don't know if I like it or not.
Yeah,
If
you get used to it.
I feels like we're hanging out on like your couch, but in your old apartment of New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is time for us to pop a movie.
When it was
get a
time
little
to
popcorn.
get rid of that couch, I sawed it in half and put it on the sidewalk.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That was the only way to get it out?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I think the movers had put it in through the window or something. I can't quite recall.
Did you
but
really saw it in half?
Yeah.
How long did that take?
a matter of minutes. It was
Are
just
you
a little
serious?
love seat like this, yeah.
Incredible.
And it eventually somebody picked it up. I don't.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was gone. It took a few days.
I'm
It
sure
moved.
it
It
was-
moved around the street. It like moved down a few like houses every once in a while. It was really hot, and then eventually it was gone.
Wow, that's incredible. I'm sure it was turned into some art installation somewhere in Bushwick.
Hopefully.
It's worth lots of money. now.
Hopefully,
Well, speaking of worth lots of money, just a couple weeks ago, the Michelin Guide was in the Philippines, and the Philippines, at least in Manila, has officially
entered. I think you might have mentioned that in passing, but I didn't quite put it together in my head through the jet lag and
all the other things.
Yeah.
And then just in like a day or two, Philadelphia is finally going to be recognized by the Michelin Guide as well.
Oh, it wasn't before.
Dude, no.
It had no.
ridiculous
It had
is
no.
this?
There were no stars or anything.
Tampa, Florida. The bastion of culinary excellence that it is. The bastion of Cisco and blackened seasoning that it is. Got a visit from the Michelin Guide before Philadelphia.
Wow.
The original fucking capital of the United States of America. The seat of freedom. The place where Benjamin Franklin discovered electricity. That is getting its new Michelin stars
Way
in
too
like
late.
2 days.
By the time it's already.
I'm
doesn't
pissed
mean-
about it.
Are
Like,
you?
why even
But it
do
got
it
it.
now?
Oh, now you just don't want it. Yeah, you don't matter to me. Michelin Guide. I'm out.
You know, and if there's anybody who's shaking in their boots right now, I gotta think, not shaking in their boots, but like trying to wondering where they fit into all of this. How do you think the James Beard house feels right now?
Oh, I haven't thought about it in a while. I think they're all kind of. I don't know how I think about it honestly, but Tampa has
Come
Michelin-starred
on.
restaurants, or is it just like the
And
Bib Gourmand?
Orlando.
Mm.
Come on.
They must have like lobbied to get it.
I think the tourism board like paid for it.
Could have been. Well, anymore, it's like you use that app to find places. You find great places. I see it more just like a telephone book of like kind of foodie-ish type places now, rather than anything having to do with any kind of award.
Well, I'll tell you this. Like the first thing I'll do anytime I land somewhere is I'll look for all the 3-star Michelin, take those off the list. That's one of the first places.
How many are there in Tampa?
None.
How many are there in Philly? Did they give anybody 3 stars in
Well,
Philly?
it's coming out. I don't think they'll give out any 3 stars in Philly.
We don't know yet.
No,
'Cause
it's
we just- we know like a
happening
few-
in like 2 days.
Oh, but we knew that. I mean, I saw a news thing that said that like Alinea had lost its 3rd star.
yeah.
I think that's a little
Come
ridiculous, just in
on.
concept. I've never been there. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. I've never experienced the food firsthand,
I've never been to Alinea either.
but
right.
it doesn't seem to me
But-
like a 3-star, 2-star experience.
It's definitely not a 2-star. Well, let's first dive in to what the stars mean. I think it's I think it's important we deliver some context.
Okay.
So there's the main types of Michelin awards are Michelin stars 1, 2, or 3. 3 being the highest. My favorite is when I meet somebody who's tells me they've worked at a 5-star Michelin restaurant.
Does that
And
happen?
I'm like, are you the only one? But yeah, it's happened where people tell me that there are 5-star Michelin chefs. So there's a guy named the Fancy Chef who's fantastic. I'll have to show you him later. Very entertaining. So the main types of Michelin awards are Michelin stars 1, 2, or 3 for high quality dining, and Bib Gourmand, which are my favorite restaurants usually.
Agree.
And those are restaurants of offering great value and high quality, skillful cooking at a more moderate price. The stars are a tiered system with 1 star, meaning worth a stop, 2 for worth a detour, and 3 for exceptional cuisine worth a special journey. 1 star, a very good restaurant in its category that uses high quality ingredients and consistent cooking. And then 2 stars, represents excellent cooking that is worth a detour. The food is both refined and inspired. I don't know by what and by who, but inspired, often showcasing the chef's unique flair and talent. Alrighty then. And then the 3rd, the highest honor, representing exceptional cuisine, worth a special journey. The cooking is elevated to an art form with flawless execution and exceptional creativity. AKA narcissism on a plate, suffering is the standard. No one has quality of life.
You know, it's funny that people go after the 3rd-star Michelin as if you get some kind of award, as if they're going to pay for your
The
rent
award
for
is
that.
the suffering. The award is the relentless.
If you got 3
massacre.
stars and had like your restaurant's payroll paid for a month or something, that could be quite cool. You know,
How cool would that?
Right.
But considering nobody in a 3-star Michelin restaurant actually gets paid, it'd be a very small lump of money for Michelin to offer.
that's why I use rent, not payroll.
Did you say rent? I didn't
Oh,
hear
I'm
rent.
sorry, I meant rent.
Oh, okay. Payroll, rent, whatever. And then other awards. Bib Gourmand. So this award recognizes restaurants that are not necessarily high end, but offer great value and high quality food at an accessible price point. That should be the highest award to me.
That's what you.
The
Go for it.
everyday restaurant that in reality, they're there to serve the people. They are not there to showcase the incredible talent of some chef who is like a tyrant within the 4 walls of the kitchen, and where, I'm so over the bow down to cuisine, this altar of my ego. Let me show you how incredible my plating is. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Well,
I'm
it's like
here to eat.
sometimes there's some pretty incredible foods that they come up with. It's
I don't even know if
It's
I've
an
ever been
experience.
to a 3-star Michelin.
Would you give Leo in Leo?
Okay.
Wouldn't you give Leo in Bogota 3 stars? I would. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And
no.
inspired, and
It is.
it was very proper, right? A little fussy for Bogota, but it felt like it
It's-
fit the occasion. You know what I mean?
I think what's so special about Leo, going back to, all right,
It was a fantastic meal.
what a great meal.
Yeah.
And I think what's so special about that spot is that it really does represent the place.
Right. The ingredients are like you're surprised on every plate of some of the different herbs, Amazonian herbs, and
Yeah. But
fat ass ants.
But
they
here's
put
the
on.
thing: is why does the 3-star Michelin? Why is the worth a special visit, detour, or whatever the hell it is? Why is that like have to be lumped in with fussy jackets, like fucking rent in lieu of dinner? I mean, it's kind of a point where like you go to a 3-star Michelin restaurant, like you're mortgaging the farm to go eat. You know what I mean? Like, why can't a place like, I don't know, like the best empanada place Why can't that be?
Well, I think it's
Worth a
changing.
special
I think it's
detour.
changing a little bit, you know, but it's incredibly expensive in order to work within the guidelines that most people think like a 3-star Michelin needs. It's very, very, got to stay exactly within those lines to get become a
Yeah.
3-star Michelin restaurant, right?
I don't know. I think for me personally, if every time the dish comes, you're going to fucking completely derail my conversation and butt in and tell me what the dish is all about. I mean, like, I get going for an experience.
Right.
I do.
Right. I think you have to separate like having lunch versus like going for an experience. And it's
Do you?
for me. Yeah, I do. I get it because it's different. Like people lump these restaurants into it's all a restaurant. It's not. A 3-star Michelin restaurant is like, it's like going to a show or something like that. Right. It's
got
not
it.
just something like, oh, it's Thursday. Let's pop out down to Alinea and have a 3-hour meal. You got to be into it. You got to be
4
like
4 hours.
4 hour, 5 hour probably.
But okay,
No.
so we've defined what the Michelin.
I just think it's a totally separate. It's a totally separate kind of experience you may be looking for when you're going to go to that, and it's not common. It's not often, I should say, that you'd want to have that experience. Most people would want to have that kind of experience, and many people wouldn't want to. They don't get the point.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and speaking of expense, you just were in Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
It's like I guarantee it's like that was very high prices. Give me some deets. Give me some
All
details
right.
on that.
So, just as an example, I feel like a Stella Artois 12-ounce fluid can or bottle of Stella Artois, just I think at almost any standard place throughout Las Vegas right now, is getting like between $14 and $18.
Wow. It's like
And how much does Stella cost?
it's like $50
now?
a 6-pack,
More.
right?
More, dude. It's like insane. It's like
It's
no
like
wonder,
$100 a 6-pack.
no wonder nobody can go out to eat and afford.
Wait. Can you do the math? I'm a little jet lagged.
Sure.
You're a little jet lagged.
I am totally. Let's go at a $15 average times 6.
Mhm.
We're going. Oh, let's try to do the math in our heads since we work in restaurant finance. So times 4 would be 60 plus another 90 fucking doll
A
hairs
6-pack,
before taxes and tip.
right?
What's happened? What's happened, dude? I used to laugh at old men that would tell me, I remember when soda was 35 cents. Dude, soda's like $4 now. What?
I don't even know if the machines take dollars anymore. You got to use a card.
You have, yeah. Well, anyway, so let's start from the top. Because now that we've defined what a Michelin 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, et cetera is, have you, so you've worked in many
Yeah.
Michelin starred restaurants, right? Yeah.
2.
Elinda Rose, right, was
Yeah.
one of the first places to.
Lucas Carton was a 3-star Michelin.
So
restaurant.
which one did you work in first?
Lucas Carton.
Lucas Carton. All right, and that's in Paris. Give a little background, like how did you get there and why?
It was
did you find the
it was part of the externship through culinary school. I had
Okay.
a buddy who was going to go to Paris. I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. So we wrote a bunch of letters, kind of what we would have done with AI back then, like kind of transcribing English to French. I'm sure it was a nightmare. Got somebody who could kind of speak French and like, I would like to work in your restaurant on these dates. Sent out 40 or 50 letters. And
40 or 50 letters.
yeah,
Just that level of effort, that's already way beyond a normal human.
you
I
can't
think.
just copy paste 40 times. You got to print it out, mail it.
Right.
Finally, I was going to Paris. I didn't have any place to work yet. I was just going to go and show up and see what happened.
What a go-getter attitude.
And like a few days before I actually ended up leaving, I got back an acceptance letter to go work at Lucas Carton because they had space. It wasn't just that they don't just malheureusement. That was like, unfortunately, that's the word I got to learn. When there's malheureusement on like half of them that actually did come
Oh.
back.
Yeah.
But then I got one back right before I was leaving, and it was the top rated restaurant in Paris. I was extremely fortunate.
Good for you.
But just because they have space, like they would allow 2 stagiaires to be in the kitchen at any one time.
So let's talk about that experience at Le Carton. Is it still a 3-star Michelin restaurant?
I haven't looked in quite some time. You
Let's
can
look this up
look
real
it up on your little doohickey.
I'll look it up on the doohickey. And
The chef passed away some years ago, Alain Cinderens. And I'm not sure what became of it. I walked by it once a few years ago. It's probably 7 years ago that I happened to be in Paris and walked by it, and it was still there.
Still there.
But I hadn't looked
Sure
in some
is.
time.
It is a 4.6 Google. Just so you know. It is a 4.6 Google, and it says it's €100 plus au French cuisine. Haute. All right. And refined French tasting menus in a historic 1800s space with ornate interiors and carved woodwork.
Yeah, it was really nice inside. It looked like those old metropolitan stations, all curvy
And what was your gig? What did you do? Do you remember anything about that
I
experience?
remember a lot about that experience.
All
Yeah.
right. Let's start from the top. So, what was your first day like?
My first day was petrified walking into that kitchen because I didn't speak French. I had in culinary school, you were able to take a culinary French class, so you knew some of the very basic stuff, but like how to read a recipe, kind of.
Okay.
But there were a few people who did speak English, and we kind of figured it out. But they just kind of put you in a corner and like show you what to do, and but you do it. And I remember thinking it would be really nice to know. Eventually, they just say clean these steps or cut these like this, and just go get out of my hair and go do it.
Oh, so they'll show you how to do one, then they'll leave.
Kind of.
Okay.
But then it came to, and I would remember these like peppers I'd have to like cut very specifically into triangles and things like that.
Okay.
And then they do something else with them. I'm sure an example will come up, but I try to they do something else with them. I wouldn't see it, but then I wouldn't really know why I was doing what I was doing. And then once I saw what the outcome was, I'm like, oh, I could do this faster because of this or that.
Okay.
But that was, but I got to work there for 4 or 5 months, I think was the limit.
Okay.
And I got to work all the stations. I ended up working on the roasting station as the rôtisseur because the guy ahead of me, the chef de partie, butchering this.
Yeah, chef
remember,
de partie.
Chef de partie got in like a motorcycle accident. So then I was like the guy running the station, which was pretty badass, doing their famous canard à pissus.
Canard à what?
Canard à pissus. That was one of their...
a duck dish?
A duck dish, roasted whole in this kind of caramelized honey and like super like coriander seeds and fennel seeds, like all caramelizing on this duck, and you'd baste it. And then they take it out tableside and show it, provide the breast with, now I'm testing my memory here. It was like with...
provide the breast. Provide the breast with...
They would carve the breast tableside with... canal of Granny Smith apple compote and maybe some turnips or something like that.
Interessant.
And then the legs would come back and they'd be done over a salad. That was like a 2 for 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm really enjoying right now about looking up Le Carton, excellence is experienced in many ways. But I
remember there was something about the chef kind of standing up for ingredients that weren't French as being part. There was some kind of, culinary French,
he was globalist
dialogue about like being able, like these ingredients are we should be using them in like French cuisine more, something like that. It was like
maybe he like brought you.
He wasn't as much of a purist as some of the other French chefs were.
So Le Carton, by the way, I would eat there.
You would? Why?
I would eat there.
What did you see?
1-star Michelin.
Oh, really? They lost 2 of them, huh?
Can you imagine?
I would imagine that's by design. There's a point, I think, that maintaining 3 stars at some point gets exhausting, right? And
do you think
if you're like 25 to 40, and you're going for it and you retain the stars that aren't even yours.
Yeah.
It's not as if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're the Michelin Guide stars. They provide them if they want to provide them.
Right.
You know? So I get that. I could imagine that gag getting a little old. And once you've been established, what do you care anymore? What the Michelin Guide says. I would hope, right?
I would assume.
I see you get 3 stars and it's like, everyone likes an award. Everyone likes to be on a guide and get more
accolades.
Right. Well,
attention.
Customers and like people come to visit if you're not already busy. But I think that if you're already busy and you're already doing a good job, who cares what the Michelin Guide says?
Yeah, I mean,
but you're working so hard for so many hours. It's nice to have a little bit of recognition from within your industry.
It's an interesting point you say this because I think one of the most interesting perspectives on this is Marco Pierre White. And he was one of the youngest guys to ever get 3-star Michelin, right? Something like that. But then he gave them back. Do you remember? Something like this?
I think that I remember something like that. And I remember the rebuttal was like, they're not his to give. Anyway.
Oh.
You can't give them back. They don't belong to you.
Oh, interesting. I think his I've listened to Marco Pierre White.
I think he kicked them out. Something. He was a little bit.
Well, I remember him saying like you work so hard for all these stars and then you lose your soul instead of just like making a restaurant where people would just want to come eat.
Sure.
And
that's what I mean. You're going for something different if you're going for 3 stars. You're not looking to have just a nice, just cooking dinner on Wednesday night,
Yeah, but I mean, those places still have to operate on Wednesday night.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I just
think you need to consider them separately. It's a separate kind of experience than you'd want to have on even maybe a monthly basis. That's you wouldn't want to have on a monthly basis.
I know.
Right? You want to wear your loafers and shorts everywhere. You can't do that.
I want to wear loafers. I just happen to be wearing them.
You were forced to wear loafers?
Yeah, because we were going to talk about the Michelin Guide, so I decided to change my shoes.
This is your 2-star outfit?
This is my Bib Gourmand.
It's like, outfit. I ain't giving a shit about no 3 Michelin.
It's hot out here, guys.
It is hot out
That's
here.
why I.
But there's also puddles.
I didn't realize.
There's lots of puddles of stuff.
There certainly are puddles.
I want something above the ankle.
I understand. There's lots of puddles here in Manila. I am the Michelin. So I never worked at a fancy
Back on
restaurant.
track.
Right? I never worked at a fancy restaurant, like a Michelin style restaurant.
You like fancy wine. Fancy wine takes fancy money and a 3-star Michelin budget to get that stuff.
Right. Or, why can't a 3-star Michelin be like just a fantastic restaurant?
It certainly can be.
In its class that isn't about
it has to be worth
ego
remember,
of the chef.
Remember, Michelin Guide did what?
Right. They were trying to sell tires.
Right. So worth the destination means wear that rubber out on your way. Right. So it was a little bit.
They should give out more 3-star Michelin. No? To me, worth a special trip, right? Let's just talk about this.
And worth a special trip doesn't, for me, personally, doesn't have to mean all the different layers of fine dining accoutrement, if you will, to have that. It could just be a special experience that's off the beaten path. It's actually worth your time to drive 2 hours out of the way, right?
Like our homie J5. Remember J5 in Thailand?
Yeah.
That was awesome. What a great experience. There was
that
nothing
was
fussy about it. It was an expensive crab omelet. I'll say that.
It was what you recreated for.
I did with a little sriracha butter.
But that wasn't really. I mean, we made the detour. Yeah. Not necessarily to go there, but to go to other places.
Yeah. Okay, so you worked at one Michelin star spot, and then you worked at another.
I worked at a 2-star Michelin restaurant too, a few years later.
Okay, and this one was
Hélène de Rose.
Hélène de Rose, and tell me about that experience.
Very similar.
This was years later, right?
This was a few years later. This was after I had already worked at Royal for quite some time.
Okay.
So I had established myself in the food world, but I wanted to go back and learn more. So I went back to France. Took a year, went back to France.
How long had you been working with Oriole at that point?
Shit, how long? 5 years, something like that?
You definitely had some time in.
Right.
And once you decided that you were going to go back to France to freshen up and learn more and maybe get a fresh perspective on on cooking and French was new inspiration. What was that conversation like with like just the group, like with Charlie, for example?
Oh,
Supportive?
yeah, very supportive. I actually was able to the plan was that would come back
Mm-hmm.
as the corporate chef, right? Because it was growing and he needed this position and I wanted to go do this. So I think I like held back part of my paycheck so that I could continue to get paid for the year that I wasn't there. So I was still.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
smart. So
There was something like that. So I could like
little
kind
stipend.
of like a forced savings kind of plan so that I could manage.
I can't believe they actually paid you.
that they
I can't
stuck
believe
with the
that you
deal.
said,
They
"Hey."
needed me back, right?
Oh, fair enough.
Right.
All right.
Because I wasn't getting paid to work there,
Right.
right?
Oh my God, are you serious?
No, they like can't. You know, then
What do you mean?
when
Because of the like the international
I'm not a
laws?
citizen, right? They couldn't like put me on. I mean, you'd get like a little handout here and there.
Ah,
You know what I
dude.
mean? You also get lunch and dinner, which was fantastic. Family meal in
Free
France
espresso,
is
free
great.
cigarettes.
Family meal in France is generally pretty great. But I had a lot of great experiences working there too. I mean, what I believe is the difference between a 2-star and a 3-star Michelin isn't necessarily the food.
Okay.
It's the service experience.
Oh.
Like you could cook 2-star Michelin food and have bare tables without the tablecloths, without the
Fair enough.
tableside services, and it's the service part of you guys
Okay.
are the ones that fussy it up and turn it into a 3-star kind of experience.
Interesting. Okay. I think in the last couple of years I have had like a 2-star Michelin experience.
Dude, what would you think, Leo in Bogota? What was that to you? If they don't have any stars because it's not there.
Right,
I don't think, right?
Because the guide's not there. But I mean, for me, I don't think I've ever eaten at a 3-star Michelin restaurant,
Huh.
like an official one. I have eaten at Le Bec Fin. I have, but like Philadelphia didn't get the stars back then, so who knows what Le Bec Fin
Right.
of the old days would get now.
What do you expect to happen in Philly? Which restaurants do you think will get the top honors?
I'm so out of it, dude. I'm so out of
Yeah.
like the Philadelphia dining scene. Like, I mean, there's a lot of great restaurants in Philly. I just don't know how they quantify. You got to definitely include some of like the representative restaurants of the Philadelphia dining scene, like some
Do you
of the
think
Petri
that any of
stuff,
them will
some of
be?
the Solomonov stuff.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right?
Do you think there will be any 3-stars?
No,
No, you think it's a
It's a 1-star.
it's a
town.
Bib Gourmand 1-star town. No,
Yeah.
and that's no knock against. That
That's
is
the kind of
absolutely
restaurants I
right.
wanna go
That is
to.
no knock against.
It's definitely no knock.
Right.
against.
It's really just a matter of like 1-star, 2-star. They're all great. They're all great. It's just how much do you want to spend in a way. I used to think that they should say like, okay, they're going for a 3-star restaurant because it's $300 a person, for example.
Okay.
Maybe that's $5 now. The real question of how good of a job they do at providing that experience. So it might be a 3-star restaurant because they charge whatever 100 person.
astronomical, ridiculous.
Well,
prices.
call it 500, just to use a round number.
Okay.
But then the guide could come in and say 3-star because that's what kind of experience they're shooting for.
Yeah.
But how good of a job do they do at providing you that 3-star experience?
Here's, I guess,
Like it could be like 3 empty stars and like 2.5. You know what I mean?
here's my issue, right? And maybe this is why Will Guidara from 11 Madison is so famous in his
I
hospitality.
never knew how to
outlook.
pronounce his last
I
name.
think it's Guidara. I don't know. It could be Guidara.
I don't know.
Guidara. Anyway, here's my problem with 3-star Michelins and why I'd never go and why I'll never fucking make the effort to make a reservation and why here's the, okay, so there's hotels and there's restaurants that are both Michelin, right?
Okay.
Because they both hospitality experiences that offer Michelin experiences, right? And so you go to a hotel and it's a super fucking fancy hotel. It's all about you.
Mm.
Do you like a high floor or a low floor? Would you like to have turn down service? Do you like chocolate? Do you like coffee? And like how can we tailor this so that your experience is memorable and where you feel like you're not searching for anything beyond like how you can enjoy yourself.
By the
Right?
time I've gotten from my room to the grab here, I've already had to say hello. How are you to like 15 people?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I feel like 3-star Michelin restaurants, it's the other way around. It's like, welcome to our fucking house.
Right. I can see that.
There's nothing about this that we give a fuck about you. You're lucky to be here.
This is how
Welcome
the
to the
chef
show.
expects you to. This is how to use this.
This is how to
fork.
fucking eat this bite.
Right.
This is the moment you shut the fuck up and I tell you about the food. I just don't like that. I want to be like, listen, of course, do I want to have like a really cool experience where there's like unique ingredients and a unique perspective? And yes, right? But I don't want to feel lucky to spend my goddamn money.
I could get that. I understand
you know what I
that.
mean? Like, I don't want that. What I want is, hey, Xavier, and
Here's your back rub. Let me, what do you want to eat today?
I prefer a calf
What do you
rub.
want?
Let's start there.
What do you want to eat today? Like, here's what you want to choose, and
No, it's not that.
you want to sit up at the bar, get your chopped salad, your glass of fancy wine, and a ribeye.
I want a
That's all you
beautiful-
want.
That's all I want.
That's all you want.
I mean, is that too much to ask for?
Every day's a lot, but you can have it.
It's just, I think, I really
No,
don't.
wedge. Did I say wedge or
It
Caesar?
thank you. See,
Right?
you just went from a 1
I
star to a 2 star. Just like you just caught yourself. And thank you for that.
I meant because you were saying it this super expensive. You guys were like splitting the meal at this expensive restaurant in Vegas. Like you were splitting everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
They chopped the wedge for you to make you happy. You're like, no.
That was the
chop that
opposite
wedge.
of making me happy.
Yeah.
I know. That's like it. We went to a restaurant and said, "Is this a classic wedge?" And they said, "Yes. It's beautiful bacon. It's he describes a classic wedge, and then it comes out chopped." And I'm like, "It's not a fucking wedge
It's
then."
$49.
And it's $49. I think it was like $27 or $28 for a wedge. So-
There's something about salads have crept over the $20 mark, and they're not going back. I had an
I know.
endive salad. I'm still in the French mode.
I like the
endive.
endive.
There was an endive salad we had a few weeks ago. I may have mentioned it on the last cast. It was $19 for like,
They know that
I
that's your
mean,
tipping point.
it's like
your over
one endive
the Aussie
spread
under.
out with like some crumbles of blue
Yeah.
cheese and
Some whispers.
whatever, some apple, whatever,
Thoughts
It's
of
$19.
walnut. That's what the menu should say.
Good Lord.
Yeah, considerations of walnut. It's like a half of a walnut that got pulverized and turned into dust, and then just sprinkle it on one side of one piece of one look.
But
endive.
I temper that with we understand the stresses that restaurants are up there for.
Those poor restaurants, dude. These poor restaurants.
I'm not
dude.
saying it's just the restaurants. Like we have
Everybody.
firsthand knowledge of the,
Yes.
the literally firsthand knowledge. Like we have an app that tells us how
So I'll
the
say, like,
ingredients are increasing in
of
price.
all the Bourdain old school TV shows.
Oh, here we go.
No, but listen. This was really impressive to me. And
I was like reading something about somebody who was talking about the Bourdain love affair. There's a lot of like millennials. You're a millennial, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like about like
Yeah.
all this Bourdain stuff. And like,
Yeah.
this was his favorite hotel. This is what he liked to
Oh,
do.
right.
You know what else he liked to do in hotels?
He destroyed my favorite Pinchos restaurant.
Really?
It's like I'll send this to you, Colleen. There's a picture. I wanted to show somebody this fantastic little Pincho bar
Mhm.
in San Sebastian. And I'm like, hey, we got to get there early because it gets crazy. It's like fucking Bourdain, right?
Right.
And we show up and there's a fucking line and it's like a bunch of fucking like all you hear in line is like Japanese and fucking German and French. And I'm like, fuck this place.
Yeah.
I'm not standing in line to fucking overpay for a Hilda. Like it's just I just wanted an olive with an anchovy on there, overpay for a bottle of champagne and call it a night.
Mhm.
I can't even do that now.
Sorry. I'm
I
sure
can't
there's
even
another
do
one
it.
down the
I
street.
can't
You gotta
even hear
go
Basque
discover the
being
next
spoken.
one. Oh, can't even hear Basque being spoken.
Dude, San Sebastian's fucked. It's a beautiful place. And you know what?
It must be
I'm
nice
sure
to
they're
be able
happy.
to like fold through so many cultures. You know what I mean?
It is nice.
You can just
wasn't
pick and
nice.
choose wherever you're at
It
that you
wasn't
belong.
nice growing up, Tony. It wasn't nice when I
Well,
was trying to find my way as an American, and the only thing I had was Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm.
Mhm.
Why not?
Well, I mean, Xavier wasn't a cool name to have growing up as my
Come
father's.
on.
My father would just be like, your name is Xavier.
Oh,
Tell your teacher, explain to them that it's Xavier. I'm like, you do that. You come into school and tell everybody it's not Xavier or ex-Xavier. It's Xavier.
I'm sorry. I call you Xavier.
That's fine. I go with it.
It's, you know.
Roll with the punches. You know why? Because I'm a
X-Men.
3-star Michelin. No, I'm a 1-star Michelin guy. It's about you. If you enjoy saying my name, then I'm enjoying it too.
Nice.
But so this whole so I was just gonna say that so in one of the episodes, I forget which one of the shows it was, but Bourdain goes with Repair to the French Laundry, and when he goes, they did a dish that was like a mousse. They did like a cigarette mousse because
A what?
okay, so Bourdain was obviously a famous smoker for a long time, and
For a long time.
I think he stopped smoking at some point.
Oh.
I don't fucking know. Who knows? Whatever. But they did a course for him of like they made like a mousse of like a Marlboro Red, and like as a joke, but also but I thought that was thoughtful. It was like, funny.
Yeah.
He was super embarrassed because he went out for a cigarette break like after every course and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
But who was it that was telling me? Oh, anyway, doesn't matter. But I thought that was a nice touch because they actually they tried to. It wasn't just about Thomas Keller and the ultra cuisine. Like I thought it was a funny touch, obviously just for the cameras,
Right.
You know what I mean? But at least it wasn't just like, hey, don't smoke a cigarette because you're destroying the timing of the restaurant. It was like a playful way to poke fun of them. I thought it was thoughtful, But anyway, so back to Michelin. So then you
Coming up with
yeah, I mean, it's a sweet little gesture.
yeah, kill yourself this way, not that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, okay. So then going back to the Michelin Guide. So you worked at Alain de Rose. If you were to choose between those two experiences, if you had to relive those.
I liked working in a 2-star Michelin because it was just a little bit more, God, I don't want to say. No, I guess that's not true. They were very, very similar.
Okay.
Very, very similar. Even the kitchen is the same, right?
Okay.
It could be said that like the level of ingredients might change, but not between 2 and 3-star Michelin. And Alain de Rose was just a much more natural cook. I think there was
Okay. Less fuss.
a little bit less fuss, a little bit more just like ingredient forward.
Okay.
Less
Let the ingredients shine.
cuts. You know what I
Less
mean?
about the
Yeah,
the manipulation or the attenuation, accentuation of the ingredient.
sure. That sounded great.
I know. It just came
That's
out.
fantastic.
Okay, so you would go back. And where was Alain de Rose?
In the 6th arrondissement.
Oh, that was also in Paris.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a double Paris,
Yeah.
double Michelin. I mean, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. But then, Tony, I mean, when you were the chef, didn't you also get a Michelin star?
No, I think that happened after me. I think there was a
Oh.
Michelin. Oriole got 1 Michelin star after I had left. So maybe I should have pulled the plug earlier.
Oh, man.
But I know the 1 star wasn't what they were going for. Yeah, this just gets back into this.
What do you think they were going for? 2?
Well, as many as possible,
7?
No, but it's this thing where it's like a 1 is bad when you're going for 2 or 3. I don't know. It can be a market. A 1 could be a mark against a restaurant like Alinea, for example. I'm assuming they only lost 1 star, but perhaps they've changed their format and said that we don't want to be. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. All I know is a headline.
Listen, I've worked for chefs that literally cooked from the cookbook and made their tasting menus.
The Alinea cookbook.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like where I'm like, oh, this is such a cool
It's
inventive
funny.
dish.
You're mentioning on one of our podcasts a few times ago that you noticed that the restaurant was very formatted after.
After Mark Forgio's
Yeah.
restaurant. Well, I've certainly gotten a chance to work within a restaurant where the format was, I'm going to pretend that I'm Grant Achatz tonight and tomorrow and this week and this month.
Well,
And-
there's something we don't have to do that whole conversation, but it's like you can, of course, want to test those muscles out, and there's good ideas out there that you don't necessarily have to change just because. We talked about this. This gets into that whole like, when do you provide authorship for like how specific a dish may be versus not, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's some combinations you could use that some chef may have come up with, you know, that you could have fun with, right? But when you're being specific, like this is the way it looks in the book, you get into some interesting territory.
Well, all right. So yeah, it does. It's certainly, well, and like I said, like, so I'm upset for Grant and the Alinea team.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about it. I don't
Hopefully
know.
they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's no sweat off their back.
Right.
Hopefully they went into they haven't even mentioned it. Hopefully.
Look,
Because
I'm just, it's a hypothetical, but if like the
why would they
reservations
do
don't
that?
change, well, it doesn't matter,
it doesn't matter.
right?
I don't know, man. It's just like, you know,
They take a star away because they feel,
slighted.
let's
or
just
they didn't
not,
get
I
a
don't know about this
reservation or-
restaurant, right? But maybe they could take a star away because some service components weren't up to the same caliber. Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah, of course.
Right.
Of course.
I'm
And
sure there's a
listen, whether
conversation.
It's a 2-star or a 3-star. Once you hit 2 stars, it ain't about you anymore.
Oh, as a diner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Now you're just in the fucking
Well, it's
PR
like, is it-
Olympics.
Is a 2-star? I feel like a 1-star is happy being a 1-star, but a 2-star isn't happy till they're a 3-star.
right.
You
And
know?
it just turns into this fucking joke.
Right.
I don't know. Listen, I can only imagine the pressure, the money involved, the greasing of the hands behind the fuck. There's got to be some all kinds of, because I've been to 1 Michelin star places where I'm like, this is not great. Then I've been to places that have nothing and are fantastic.
Sure.
And then I've gone, you know, I honestly feel like if my sweet spot would be like not to be on the list.
Well, you know what we got to do?
What's that?
We got to come up with our own award system.
I would love to do that.
We got to do that. This is why are we complaining about someone
The
else's
loaf for
award system?
awards. Yeah, you're right.
And golden hairnets, something like that, right? We've bandied about this in years past, but why complain about somebody
You know
else's award?
what?
Come up with your own awards.
We could,
You know?
we could come up with the Heinz Awards.
No, our own awards.
I know, but it's like if this is a restaurant that you want to sneak in ketchup or not. You know what I mean?
Maybe will you come up with your awards? I'll come up with my awards. You
or
can be
you know
the
what? The Scoville units, right? Like how much spice, like how much hot sauce does this food need to mask it? You know what I mean?
and 0 is good.
Like, yeah, like a 0 is good, but if you get to 10,000, it's like obviously we're not, you know what I mean? We're trying to cover it up.
We'll come up with some
A
kind of system.
Scoville. So anyway, the Philadelphia Awards are coming out soon. How are we doing on time?
We're up against the limit.
I want to say this to all the Philadelphia restaurants out there. You don't need those fucking awards, all right? You guys are beautiful and perfect the way you are. And I hope that the people that deserve the attention get it. But if you don't get it, it doesn't mean that you're not amazing.
Look
It
at
doesn't
it.
mean-
Look at your dining rooms. That's where the accolades are coming from.
If you
Right.
have if there's people in your dining room that love and support you and come back on a weekly basis and you're engaged enough to realize that they're there, that they're an extended part of your community and family, that's the fucking award. The award is when people choose to spend their money with you and they come back as much as possible, not just to support you, but because the food's incredible and the experience is incredible. And I'm excited for Philly that it finally gets a little bit of
It
acknowledgement.
doesn't sound like you are.
But I don't. It's just
You'd
like
rather
a little-
they never showed up.
It's a little
right?
too little, too late.
Ah,
Right? I don't need your validation.
so you're
Michelin.
not. So you're not. Happy
I don't
about
know.
it.
I don't know how I feel. Obviously, I'm conflicted.
Yeah.
I want Philly to get its love. I know that they're going to forget or not put restaurants on there that deserve it.
Of course.
And
of
that I
course.
think that
Yeah.
I become
But
protective.
that just becomes a whole nother thing for people to scrabble about. You know.
And you know what? I've never eaten at Alinea. I've never eaten at any of the Grant Achatz restaurants. I've met some cool people that work within those 4 walls. But it's not fair. It's not fair.
You know what I think ultimately, one of the things it comes down to for me is it's more fun to eat at a 3-star restaurant outside of the country.
Well, right, because then it actually is like worth the extra trip.
Well, it's unique and different ingredients, and
Yeah.
you know, so I'm not as interested inside the country eating at a 3-star Michelin restaurant as I am outside the country.
Yes, I agree with all of that. And here's one of the things too that I've come to realize. When you are in a place like Bogota and you go to Leo, or you are in a place like Europe, any place, honestly, anywhere in Europe.
Oh.
Anywhere in Europe, dude. You fucking go to a farm stand and those motherfuckers brought that, whatever it is, whether it's potatoes or fucking a fig leaf, like whatever it is, those fucking people brought that thing on their back and like literally like are like
wagon,
set up a
probably,
stand.
like
yeah, dude. And like
donkey cart.
it's really hard to compete with that. Like,
Yeah.
get out of here. Like, you think Baldor has shit like that? Like, sure, they got really cool stuff, but their fucking normal carrot doesn't hold a candle to the carrot that was grown up in the fucking Alp mountains. You know what I mean? Like, how do you compete with that? How do you compete with that? You literally, like, I've literally had a carrot or a piece of parsley where I like bite into it and I'm just like, oh my God, that tastes like celery and radish. And, you know, and you could buy the best parsley ever in Philadelphia. And this doesn't taste like parsley.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It tastes just like the thought of a green herb. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, it's fine. But like, how do you compete? Like in Napa, they got great ingredients. The kids play in the park with heirloom tomatoes, soccer. You know what I mean? And we're like barely like squeezing out a cherry tomato in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? So anyway, it's all to say, I hope everybody has a fantastic Michelin. Don't let it hurt your heart. I think Philadelphia is fantastic. We don't need no stinking Michelin guide. But to those who win, congratulations.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles. Fly. Is that the first time you've ever said that?
I think so.
It's good to have you on board, Anthony.
I'm there.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
OverSeasoned Podcast was brought to you by OverEasy Office, outsourced bookkeeping solution.